Good afternoon, Miss Young. This is Terrence Williams. This is my actually first live video podcast that I'm sending you, and I wanted to try to do something different for my assignment for this week 3. Um, Attempt to answer your questions in reference to the Wonder Boys band. It is my understanding that the Wonder Boys band has been performing at different clubs, smaller venues, and have been discovered by a possible uh, powerhouse promoter that will um, lead to further larger engagements on a much larger scale than what they're normally used to. So you challenged us with some questions to the effect of what would be the role of the agent, the manager, and an attorney. Well, according to some of the readings that we've had this week, um, it depends on what um, actual job that um, Snake was assigned to do. There was a question in reference to him being a manager. There was a question in reference to him being a agent. Um, there's a little bit difference in the two. A talent manager normally handles the day-to-day business of an artist, more of a internal office type, direct contact, just day-to-day, everyday phone calls, probably bill paying, just different matters, booking flights, probably handle more of the financial affairs of an artist. Uh, a talent agent, they normally, engage in, procuring or attempting to get engagements for the artist, but they're compensated for doing that. Probably a percentage of anywhere from 10 to 15% from some of the readings that I've read. But that's pretty much what they do. Um, and the reading from the reading that you gave us, it seems as if he's acting as more as a talent agent than a manager, because he's really not handling the day-to-day business, and he's just pretty much getting gigs for the band, making sure that the band has work, so on and so forth. So at this point, I it would be a strong suggestion that he is acting as a talent agent at the time. Um, you also posed us with the question of any action that Clyde could take or cannot perform. Well, in my own opinion, I have no facts that Clyde is the leader of the band, of the one that orchestrated or possibly put the band together, which gives him a more percentage interest in the performances that the band does. In other words, he's almost like the lead singer, but not the lead singer. He is the head leader of that group of individuals. And some of the action that he probably can perform is asking or requiring Snake, who's acting as the agent at that time, to cease or decease some of the action that he's taking, being that there's really nothing in writing that I saw inside the reading, but uh, under the assumption that Snake is acting as the talent agent at the time, he has probably been orally committed to do this job, which some oral agreements can stand up in court, especially if you have factual evidence where they can prove that, hey, Snake has been acting as the talent agent. all the contact people know Snake very well. They can vouch and say, hey, yeah, Snake is the one that we've been talking to. We've never talked to Clyde, and that Snake has always been the contact person. And that's pretty much a good fact of evidence that Snake has been acting as the agent for the gentleman, the talent agent. So Clyde need to, first thing he probably needs to do is get something in writing that binds Snake to what his actual job is, so that there's no miscommunication on what he's supposed to be doing. Now, any action that Snake can take, at this point in time, that it will probably be a heartfelt or heartbroken that Snake has been told that, hey, since we've got this major gig coming up, or probably that he is limited in the business affairs of the band, then he could possibly sue. He possibly could sue and get to procure a written contract with the band saying, hey, I've been acting as the agent for X amount of times. I booked all these shows, and so on and so forth. And it can, that can be proven by fact. So he can actually probably could actually, ask for a contract, and then he can, probably go to court on his oral commitment to the band. And the chances of him winning, him proving beyond a reasonable doubt that he has been doing this for X amount of time. All the venues and the managers of the venues know him as the contact person, and so on and so forth. That would probably prove that he's done the talent agent job, and not been getting compensated. But he could those are just some of the action that he could take. He could ask for a written contract, since they're about to be on a much larger scale than what they are now. You also posed the question if the band should hire an attorney, and what would that attorney's role be? Well, yes, any band that moves to another level, especially when there's a chance for millions and millions of dollars to be made, yes, they need an attorney. Attorney role will be to advise them on the type of contracts that they're entering into, merchandising. They could also be an attorney that handles their business affairs, writing contracts, um, just attorney type work, just whatever legality type things to deal with the band, as far as searching laws on what each state require for a band to have, especially when you're acting as a manager or acting as an agent. They could do all this for an artist. And not only that, they can negotiate deals for them as well, especially when there's mega money involved. And I think when we first started this class, we was looking at the contract that Arnold Schwarzenegger had, and that's what attorneys do. They get in there and they look at the fine print. They pick the words out. A lot of times we get wrapped up about what a person should, would, or could do. So, those words are subjective words, and could mean, they could not do it, or they could do it as well, or would mean the same thing. Just like may, will, and stuff like that. An artist may, that gives them an option, but if you say an artist will, then they don't have an option. So I think those are some of the things that attorney could do. Any other advice I would give them is make sure that when they're moving to the next level, that everything that's affiliated with the band, everything all the way down to the instruments, the sound equipment, everything that they purchase together as a band, every outfit, make sure that they have a business account set up so that they can account for everything that they do. They need to make sure that their contracts are substantial contracts, so that there is clarity when a promoter is reading their contract, so that the promoter understand exactly what the band is expecting when they are coming to the your city to perform. Being that I have promoted a lot of shows, I have a pretty good understanding of some contracts, but I have learned a lot from our readings in this class, and it's been very, very productive. I do not like to read, but I am learning to read, and I have enjoyed this class from you, Miss Young. Uh, Thank you. This will end my podcast. I hope that I get a better grade because I didn't have to write this time. And have a very great day or good afternoon. Thank you so much.